Selamat Hari Raya.
That's all I know.
That's all the ones we know. Let's get into it. Hello there, Clapperheads. No, I'm doing the intro this time. After your mess up the last time round, now somebody's asking us to do a Hell's Kitchen episode because of you. Hello there, Clapperheads, and welcome to a brand new edition of ClapperTalks. I'm Nick Dorian.
And of Kelvin Tay.
There you go. And today, at the time of recording, this episode should be coming out either on the first or second day of Raya. We don't know yet because Inshallah, it'll come out on first day of Raya, because if first day of Raya is on Monday, they're seeing the moon on Sunday. It's going to be hectic again, bro. So let's hope this is on the first day of Raya. And so, speaking of Raya, we thought let's get into some Malaysian films that we have stuck in our heads, some that have really stuck with us over the years, some classics, some new ones as well, and some that may just be perfect for Raya, you know? If you're listening to this on the first day of Raya, put some of these movies on.
Selamat Hari Raya, my friend.
Maaf Zahir dan Batin. Hope everyone is having a good celebration at the moment and eating lots and lots and lots of rendang. I can't wait to eat rendang.
You know, it's Raya every time when you pass by like Taman Tun and you see all the
lemang
tents.
kan?
Yeah, all the lemang tents start to go up.
The one near the graveyard, right?
Yes,
that lane.
yes.
Always. And I'm always confused, like, which one do I get?
You know what's the trick to buying lemang? Usually there's no such thing as like one lemang store. It's one row of lemang stores.
Yes.
You just buy one lemang each lah. Then you test.
Wow.
That's how traditions are built.
Oh, is it?
Because, right, if there's 10 lemang stores,
yes,
right, Auntie A tell you lemang 2 is best, Uncle B tell you lemang 1 is best, how are you going to determine? You buy all. Just buy one. Just buy one each.
I can't argue with your logic.
Right?
It's a sound logic. I can't argue with it.
It is. Because all you have to do is risk it that one time to buy all 10.
Yeah.
And you label them properly. Okay? Then you know next time. So you won't have that like that idea of like, oh, which lemang store should I get? It's like, oh, lemang 5 was the best one last year.
You know what you should do? Take picture of all the pakcik selling the lemang. Then like, okay, this one, print out the picture, stick on the packet.
Okay.
This one.
Okay. This one best.
And you know also like if you travel up to Genting during Raya, you know, alongside the road, all the way up to Genting, every like 5 minutes or so, will be like one lemang stall.
Oh my God.
That I always remember when I was growing up, when we'll drive there, like so happens during Raya period, always memang ada lemang. All the way to Genting.
God damn, man.
Because, you know, when you go to Genting, makan some like hot rendang and lemang.
How much lemang can a lemang eater eat?
Sounds like a very weird riddle. How much lemang can a lemang person eat?
Yeah.
I don't know. I could eat like one lemang on my own.
Shit, man.
Hey, I suka lemang.
Okay.
And I only get to eat it once a year.
That's true too.
So like stuff it all in before like the next year comes.
What are we talking about today, Nick?
Today we're talking about Malaysian films. And to kick it off, one of my all-time favorites, and it is an all-time classic, of course, would be Sepet.
Okay.
Sepet blew my mind when I first saw it. Because, I mean, let's face it, I think it's not a stranger of a quote to say that our film industry produces more misses than hits.
Okay.
So when Sepet came out, it was just like a complete other. I didn't even believe it was a Malaysian film. I shamelessly thought it was a Singaporean film. But that's the power of the late great Yasmin Ahmad to tell a story about an interracial couple, a Malay girl and a Chinese boy. In that day and age was practically unheard of. Okay. It was a very taboo subject at the time of interracial relationships, especially interracial. Yeah, interracial. Especially between a Muslim and a China.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know a little bit of background history, of course, Malays and Chinese, we live in harmony now, but there was a period back in like the 60s where tensions were high and all that kind of stuff. So there's always been some stigma back then. It's much better now, alhamdulillah. But back then, it was very taboo.
Yeah, definitely.
And she came out and delivered a story that is not only heartwarming, heartbreaking, poignant, relatable. If anybody asks me, what's a good Malaysian film, that is always going to be at the top of my list. Sepet. Yeah. What about you?
I have a very surprising list here. I have three films.
Okay.
Right. The first one will be very, very surprising, specifically to you and the audiences, because it's a horror film.
Okay.
A Malaysian horror film called Munafik.
Okay. Munafik is good.
Munafik is one of those. Okay. A bit of preface here.
Yes.
Whenever we talk about Malay horror films, it pains me to say this, and I want to apologize in advance. Malaysian horror films is either a big hit or a huge miss.
Yeah.
Right? When it gets good, it gets good.
Yes.
But there are also a lot of local horror films, specifically the Malay ones, that are cringe.
Yes.
Right?
And they go way too over the top with the horror.
Yes. Munafik is one of those nice balance, both horror and, I hate saying this word, but a bit of cringe. Okay. The reason why I picked this one is because that is one of the first film me and my girlfriend watched together. And it is one of the first few local horror films that I've watched. I was like, okay, Conjuring was too scary.
And you're not good with horror.
I'm not good with horror,
Yeah.
right? But Munafik stands out to me mainly because of the sweet memory that I have with my girlfriend in our early dating days.
Yeah.
But when I watched it, Shamsul
Yusuf.
Shamsul
Yes.
Yusuf.
Yusuf kan?
Yeah, right. Fantastic. Something I would recommend, but not the second and third one.
Yeah.
Not the second and third one. That's all I can say.
Same thing with like Jangan Pandang Belakang. First one, brilliant. Second
Should
one.
I watch that?
Yeah, dude.
Should I watch that?
Yes. The first Jangan Pandang Belakang is fantastic. It's on YouTube as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. Like the whole film?
The whole film.
It's on YouTube.
Because for some reason, the chairman of Metro Wealth, David Teo, decided to put it on YouTube for free.
Interesting. Okay, I will definitely check it out.
Go watch Jangan Pandang Belakang. It is chilling, it is horrifying, and it's a wonderful piece of Malaysian filmmaking. The second one,
Before you go into the second one,
which is on Netflix right now.
Side note,
Yes.
is Kill Gangster good?
Okay lah.
Okay.
It's just like, you had a bunch of Along gangsters
Okay.
played by Malay.
Okay.
I like it. So like,
Okay.
not to be, I have to preface this. I'm not being racist at all, but like, it's that same argument of like, you have a gay character played by a straight man. Sure, they can do it, but in this day and age, find a gay person to play a gay character.
Okay.
And so you have a bunch of Along, fine Chinese actors, because there are a whole load of them in Malaysia, to play the Chinese roles.
Like they are proper along. Like
Proper Along lah.
moneylenders, loan sharks.
Yeah, because it's KL Gangster, so it deals
Okay.
with all the different
Okay,
triads and
okay.
whatnot. Yeah. Apart from that, it's okay lah. It's an action-packed good time.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Yeah, it's an action-packed good time.
Your second film.
KL Gangster 2, tak payah. It
Okay.
seems to be that way. My second film is something that is very, very close to my heart, also because he's one of my very good friends. It was Khairul M. Bahar's first feature film, Ciplak. Now, I remember watching the trailer at GSC 1 Utama on the tiny TV screen, wondering, what on earth is this? Like, maybe interesting. I was like, this looks so different from Malaysian film, because it was an independent film shot on a handycam, I think. Kai, if you're watching this, correct me if I'm wrong.
Comments below, Kai, please. Thank you.
Shot on a handycam, and it was very sort of guerrilla style tactic of like, it's not the most perfect cinematic shot film, but there's just something about the aesthetic that works so well. And it's basically about this guy, played by Khairul M. Bahar, who usually sends pirated DVDs over to the UK
Okay.
to resell them.
Okay.
And then one day, there's a raid. And the guy in the UK is like, you better have my DVDs by the end of the week, otherwise you're gone.
Okay.
And so it's his chase of finding whatever kind of pirated DVDs to send over to the UK.
Damn.
But what I love about it is it's honestly so Malaysian. It is the true version of Malaysia. The darker side, the more eclectic side. It's something that you feel like you and your friends could make. It's something so incredibly relatable. It's on his YouTube channel, youtube.com/Kaimano. So please, I urge you, Ciplak. I became such a fanboy of Kai after Ciplak, and Alhamdulillah, I'm so grateful. I can still call him my good friend to this day.
Today I learned Kai's name is Khairul.
Yes.
I never knew.
Yes, not to be confused, as he liked to say, with the singer Kai M. Bahar,
Okay.
which is why he goes by Khairul M. Bahar. He's
Understood.
not the singer, Khairul M. Bahar.
The second film I have.
Mhm.
All right. It's a film that is kind of groundbreaking to me. And when I watched that film at first, I went in as like, oh, this is just going to be another Malaysian film.
Yeah.
I came out of the cinema and I had to tell everyone about it. That film is named Pascal.
Ah, yes,
Pascal, like, dude, I love military.
Yeah.
I love all things military, from games, from the lore, and how everything came about, right?
Yeah.
And when I first saw Pascal, it's like, how good can a
Because your expectation a bit
Yeah,
low, kan?
I mean, like, I hate to say this.
Yeah.
Hate to say this.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Malaysian films, my expectations are always super, super, super low because
Yeah.
we have burned so many fucking times, right?
Yeah.
Pascal is not that.
Mm.
Pascal was amazing. It was action-packed. It had good story. It had great characters. The characters, all of them have their own individual arcs. And then you can see, like, as a Malaysian, you feel like super bangga lah,
Yeah.
because you don't hear a lot of, like, when you go mama or when you talk to your friends or even just in like common conversations, talk about, hey, our military damn power. It's like,
Yeah.
we know it's not.
Yeah.
Right? we know it's not compared to our
neighbors.
Neighbors, for example, we know it's not. But then when you watch Pascal, it's like, shit, man, where do I sign up? I want to go too, man.
Yeah,
I want to go too, man.
It was beautifully shot. Like, cinematically, they had the budget and they knew how to use it. That's the thing. They had the budget and knew how to use it as compared to some other films that have massive amounts of money but deliver something utterly, completely waste of time. It's a good idea of what our military can do. I won't say what our military is because, let's face it, but it's what they can do.
I don't want to get shot.
Nah.
I don't get shot.
Yeah.
Okay?
But to be honest, back then, our military was quite A-grade. Back then. Nowadays, not so much. But back then, it was a force to be reckoned with.
I am not a military analyst. I just like looking at guns and explosions, right? I wouldn't even want to comment on how great or not great the Malaysian military is.
Yeah.
But from the bottom of my heart, I respect the people doing it.
Yes, of
right?
course. Of course.
I respect the people in the service.
Yes.
And I feel like Pascal did at least for the Pascals,
Did justice.
did justice to what they do and how they're protecting our countries.
Nah, I understand that.
Right.
Now, my last choice before we get into the special mentions is a film that, again, blew my mind. Imaginor.
You mentioned that.
Yes.
There's these two films that you mentioned that I have not watched. Number one is La Luna.
Yes.
Number two is
Imaginor.
It's Imaginor, yeah.
Now,
And then there's also one more, which is Tiger Stripes.
Okay. We'll get to Tiger Stripes in a bit.
Yeah, but
it was a tough choice between, of course, Abang Adik. But I think Abang Adik at this point, it's a given how fantastic of a film that is. But I feel one that is slightly underrated is Imaginor. This was almost like a take on the Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind sort of story where a guy is losing his memories and he's trying to understand what is happening. But it's an absolutely phenomenal piece of script writing. And the DOP, the director of photography, also got some absolutely fantastic shots. And it is the perfect representation of where our film industry should be. These are the kind of films that we should be delivering. These are the kind of films that we should be pushing out to the world and going, this is Malaysian films.
Right.
Imaginor is an absolute must-watch. It's on Amazon Prime right now. If you haven't already, I think I've mentioned this so many times on the pod, you have to watch Imaginor to be proud as a Malaysian to know we can deliver films like this. And with a very measly budget as well. It didn't cost a lot of money to make, but it's proof that you don't need a lot of money to make something of quality.
Okay.
Please, Imaginor, Amazon Prime. What's your next one?
Abang Adik.
I mean, yeah, okay, good. I'm glad you said it.
I really enjoy Abang Adik, regardless of what people say.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned during our review of the film, Abang Adik hits home for me because I technically grew up around the Maluri Pudu area, and it's something that me and my dad used to go to, like Jalan Pasar, which is featured heavily in the film itself. It's something that I literally grew up in, seeing my dad buy fishes, seeing the animals, the birds there, going to the pasar to buy stuff, and just looking at how Jack Tan and Wu Kang Ren portray this abang and adik character is just fantastic, and I feel like it really showcased the raw, unfiltered side of Malaysia that people don't
Yes.
talk about, which
Yes.
is all this foreign workers or the people working at the pasar or
Yeah.
people working construction that
Yeah.
you don't really see, because you do see some, political abuse, some police abuse as well.
Yeah.
I mean, depicted in the film. Just the rawness of the show, just portraying normal Malaysians.
Yes.
Right?
And also that fact that, sure, a lot of us are anak Malaysia, but some of us, even though we are anak Malaysia, we don't have an IC, and we're still
Yes.
fighting. Some people are still
Yes.
fighting to get an IC for the land that they were born in, that they work in, that they dedicate their life in. But they're not even registered citizens due to some sort of crack in the system, or because of their family lineage, or something happened.
Correct.
But I feel, if you are born in Malaysia, you work for this country, you should be entitled, or at least fast track, to have a registered IC.
100%.
Yeah. So after the break, we are going to get into some special, very special mentions. So stick with us. Selamat kembali semua. So, kita nak cakap sikit bahasa Malaysia. Sebab ni podcast episod, maaf ya, saya bahasa Melayu nak hancur sikit, ciplak sikit sebab saya rojak. So saya Cina dengan British. So saya Melayu macam like boleh sikit lah. Tapi sekarang we nak cakap bahasa Melayu sebab ni podcast untuk wayangan Malaysia. So mestilah cakap bahasa Melayu sikit.
Senang kata lah, okay? Episod ni memang tentang movie to watch in Malaysia. Malaysian films. Yang memang you have to watch.
Ya, betul. Right? So sekarang nak cakap special mention sikit. Sebab dah cakap untuk like 1, 2, 3 like mesti tengok wayang.
Sebab before the break, we covered movie Abang Adik, movie Pascal, movie Munafik, dengan apa?
Sepet, Ciplak dan Imaginor. Tu mestilah tengok. So, yang pertama is Take Me to Dinner. Now ni
movie ni semua honorable mention.
Honorable mention. So Take Me to Dinner, yang film untuk Gavin Yap. Bias sikit lah sebab Gavin Yap kawan baik lah. So this is tough, bro. Sorry if I am butchering everything, but we gotta try.
Sebab how can we cover Malaysia show kalau kita tak boleh berbahasa?
Yeah, okay? Betul. So Take Me to Dinner. Okay, sekarang nak cakap bahasa English sikit sebab the synopsis is in English. After falling in love, a burnt-out assassin decides he's had enough of killing and asks his associates to give him a retirement dinner.
Okay.
Tapi the entire film is shot dalam Coliseum. Tahu tak Coliseum Cafe?
Okay. Coliseum Cafe.
Coliseum Cafe.
Okay.
Kat the Coliseum Cinema. Ni memang like Khairul M. Bahar DOP. So memang lah like cantik gila. Tapi macam the whole film macam theater. Sebab semua orang theater actors. Ada Patrick Teo, Ben Tan, Michael Chen, Yuan Ng. It was Gavin Yap's first film.
Okay. Movie pertama lah Gavin Yap.
Yang pertama. So it was his attempt. Dia dalam theater. So dia macam they shoot macam dia shooting theater.
Okay, faham.
So it's like you feel like you're watching an entire play. Tapi it's in a film. Tapi you tak boleh tengok lagi lah sebab unless you baik kawan untuk Gavin lah, sebab it tak streaming, tak DVD,
memang tak
apa.
Available
memang
anywhere
tak
lah.
available anywhere. So macam kesian, not kesian lah, but sakit hati sikit that
wasted.
Sakit hati sikit lah sebab semua orang tak boleh tengok wayang filem ni. Tapi kalau boleh cari, mestilah tengok Take Me to Dinner.
Aku rasa movie ni macam quite interesting.
Yeah.
Sebab it's a 2014 film. Movie ni genre misteri dengan drama.
Yeah.
It looks...
Kalau boleh, tengok lah trailer kat YouTube.
Apa sebab Gavin tak release ni?
Aku tak tahu.
Okay.
Tu memang saya tak tahu. Tu nak cakap untuk Gavin lah.
Okay. Why Gavin? Gavin, why? Why Gavin?
If you heard that chicken sound, I'll fix you.
Yeah, that's the I'm here alarm.
Join us for Epic Arcade.
Up next.
Okay.
Okay.
So, apa yang filem you nak cakap?
I tak ada lagi filem.
You tak ada lagi
Tak ada.
Okay, I ada lagi 2. Okay? Now, film ni, film Cina lah.
Okay.
Hungry Ghost Diner. Now, 一個 film 啊，好靚啊
Okay.
No, okay, this one I will speak English about. This is a Chinese film.
Okay.
But it's a film that went very far. Went to international film festivals and all that. Had a struggle, of course, getting a screening here.
Right.
Because let's not get into that. But it is now on Netflix.
Because let's not get into that.
Yeah.
Okay, you can ask.
Tanya Hans Isaac, chairman baru untuk Finas. Tak baik. So Hungry Ghost Diner is set around, of course, Hungry Ghost Festival.
Yep.
And this is the back of the DVD. Forced to take refuge in a family's old coffee shop when stranded during a sudden COVID-19 lockdown, Bonnie is shocked to discover that it is haunted by ghosts of her deceased relatives returning for the Hungry Ghost Festival. It sounds like a comedy, but it's really something so massively filled with heart.
It came out last year, is it?
I think 2 years ago.
2 years ago, 2023. Oh, wow, okay.
It's so filled with heart. And for Chinese people especially, it hits home in a big bad way.
I love how it's categorized as horror fantasy.
It's not really horror. The only reason it's probably classified as horror is because it deals with ghosts.
Yeah,
I would say supernatural fantasy because it's not horror at all.
In a scary way?
Not in a scary way.
Okay.
Because it's a film that reminds you of spending time with your loved ones while they're still here.
Because just listening to how you describe the film,
Yes.
right? It reminds me a lot, surprisingly, of Spirited Away.
A little bit.
Okay.
Even the way that it's shot, there's a lot of fantastical neon lights and all that kind of thing. It's very sort of, again, my favorite word, avant-garde.
Avant-garde.
But what I love about it again is it's something that deals with grief, about family, about letting go of all the hatred in your heart before it's too late.
Okay.
Because let's face it, families are never the perfect family. There's going to be some stuff from trauma and all that. And if we don't learn to forgive, by the time they're gone, you'll never get that chance again. And so this film, honestly, is something that I feel Malaysians and Chinese especially should watch because it's a very, very good reminder. And plus, it's wonderfully written as well.
Okay.
And it's very stylized. It's on Netflix right now. And it's won a few festival awards as well, internationally.
Okay.
And Benji, I mean, I doubt you're listening. I'll message you, but I say this once, I'll say it twice, I say it 3 times to your face. You made a bloody fantastic film, man. And keep going. I want to see what you're doing next, Benji. So keep going. Now, film yang last. Is a film memang kelakar, tapi you tak expect kelakar. Ada hantu.
Like the title is called Ada Hantu.
The title Ada Hantu. Ada 2. Ada hantu 1, ada hantu 2.
Okay.
Now, Ada Hantu, spoiler sikit lah. Sebab you tengok trailer, you tengok like preview apa, memang like rasa, oh ni memang horror gila. Tapi tak. So, yang belakang DVD
Synopsis movie ni.
Ada orang nama dia Alif, ada birthday celebration untuk this rumah lah. Abandoned lah rumah. Tapi rumah ni previously occupied by the Japanese.
Ooh,
during Japanese occupation.
Okay.
So semua orang macam like ghost hunter. They're like, bring camera and see. Tapi the first half of the film plays out like standard horror of like, terkejut sikit, like, memang horror. And then suddenly, it turns into this sort of like, you tengok tak One Cut of the Dead?
Oh, yes.
Like that. Suddenly, it turns into this,
Wait, One Cut of the Dead is the Japanese zombie one, is it?
yeah, the Japanese zombie one.
The shot in one...
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you realize, they were all making a film. And
Right.
so, but then things again start happening.
Right, okay.
But memang kelakar gila. That one took me by surprise. Like memang
Good
took me by
surprise.
good surprise. Sebab I tak tengok Ada Hantu. I pergi press screening untuk Ada Hantu 2, but I masukkan film hall macam like, okay lah, tengok lah. Mestilah okay je lah. But I kelakar gila, siot.
One of the reasons aku suka being a co-host on this podcast is because I don't have time to watch a lot of films. Tapi kan, whenever I sit here, remember ni lah, okay, Nick ni, dia suka introduce movie yang dia kata avant-garde, okay? and my definition of the word avant-garde kat sini, it's that movie yang you will not movies that you will not see on like the top 10 list. Movies yang it's not common. It's
In
not
English, it flies under the radar.
yes.
Yeah.
Movies yang memang tak fly. Movies
Tak
yang
fly.
movies yang memang fly under the radar,
Yeah.
yang tak banyak orang discuss or recommend.
You tak fikir like, I nak tengok ni. Macam you tengok like, okay je lah, tak apalah. Kalau ada time, saya tengok lah. Streaming okay lah, I tengok sana.
Bagi I kan, movie macam Ada Hantu dengan what was the previous one?
Hungry Ghost Diner.
Hungry Ghost Diner.
Yeah.
Are movies that I will never actually look at. Because if you look at Ada Hantu kan, it looks like a macam wayang B grade lah. Okay.
Tapi tak. Memang tak.
Story dia okay.
Story okay. Acting okay. Filmmaking pun okay. Best. Ada Hantu kelakar gila. Ada Hantu dalam ada sekarang dalam Disney Plus Hotstar. Yang satu, yang dua. Please,
1 dengan 2 lah.
Please tengok. I rasa dia producing Ada Hantu 3 sebab trilogy.
Okay.
Sebab at the end of Ada Hantu 2 ada teaser sikit lah untuk 3.
Faham. So movie ni memang ada 3 hantu lah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ada
sorry.
3 hantu Jepun.
3 hantu Jepun. Okay.
Tak, but it's honestly, it was so hilarious to watch. Like, I loved it to bits and I didn't expect it.
Right.
So yeah, that's our honorable mentions. Thank you for listening to our absolutely horrific Malay. We try. But yeah, please don't come after us, please. We're trying because we love Malaysia. Like,
kita budak Malaysia memanglah cintai Malaysia.
Memang anak Malaysia kedua-dua, right?
Betul.
And spending time outside of Malaysia for like a year in Japan made me realize how much I love this country.
I never left, so I always love my country.
Yeah, like sure, politics is another
Okay
question.
lah, you jangan kata dengan kaitan dengan politics ke perkauman ke or anything benda-benda sensitif lah. Kalau you grew up budak KL ke budak Malaysia ke, I personally feel memang tak banyak orang racist.
Yeah.
Unless you start talking about politics.
Yeah, betul. It's a beautiful country. It's a beautiful home. It's a place.
We have fucking amazing food culture.
Yes.
Right.
It's a place I'm proud to call home. Malaysia, saya cinta kamu.
So with that, we're gonna end the show.
No episode.
No, right? No. Saya nak mengucapkan viewers yang Melayu dan Muslim kita selamat Hari Raya.
Maaf zahir dan batin. Hope everyone has a wonderful celebration. And remember, during this time of blessings and celebration, love your family. Always remember, your family is precious. You never know how much time you have with them. Love them now before it's too late.
So dan last lah, kalau you tengok sampai sini, I harap if you can comment your favorite Malaysian movie kat komen bawah, we will appreciate it very, very much.
So, kalau nak follow us dalam Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, @ClapperCorn.
At
ClapperCorn. Senang je. ClapperCorn.
Oh, sorry. Pause.
ClapperCorn. Sini. ClapperCorn.
Dan kalau you nak learn tentang benda-benda podcasting kat Malaysia, you can go to www.renegadeplus.com or find us at RRP Malaysia kat Instagram dengan TikTok.
Thank you so much again for watching. I am Nick Dorian.
And I'm Kelvin Tay.
Keep
Selamat
watching
Hari
the
Raya.
movies and Selamat Hari Raya.
Goodbye.
Bye.